Day 35, how I was conned out of over $2 million. I know it's a little bit hard to follow this story, and honestly, it's hard to tell it because it's just so crazy. I mean, the things that she made up and the things that she made seem real to me, now looking back, seem so insane. And when I look at the dollar amounts, the numbers, and the hundreds of thousands of dollars that I gave her, I mean, in, 1 year, I gave her close to $1 million. I did give her $1 million, over $1 million in 1 year. And so, for this court case that she swore that we were going to win and we were going to get, 2 to 3 times our money back in punitive damages, which I didn't even care about. I was like, look, if we can just be made whole, if we can just get back, the money that I can cover, that I had taken out of my husband's 401k, and get the money back to pay off my house loan that I had just taken out again, get the money to pay off the credit cards. That's all I want, because I'm like, if we don't get this money, I'm going to be bankrupt. I'm going to be bankrupt and divorced and leave my my family penniless, and that just can't happen. And she's like, no, I know, this is so horrible, so horrible. You couldn't even make this up. Like, Celia's so evil. She's the most evil person on earth, and I've never wanted to hurt someone. I've never wanted to kill someone in my life, and I just want to fly to Singapore and choke the life out of her. And she's the most awful person on earth, and nobody would believe this. You just can't make this up. And all we need to do is just keep going, just get a little more money, a little more money. And every time I thought it was going to be the last amount, and I would say, this has to be it. This has to be it. And yet, we find another $10, $20, $30,000 because I have now borrowed on my house, and then the credit cards that I paid off, when I borrowed on my house, start to get charged back up again. So, one of the credit cards gets to $50,000, and this is where we're at. So at this point of the story, if you just keep listening, I'll try to explain it the best I can, and I'm sorry that it gets so crazy, but that's the way it is in my brain. And unfortunately, when you have trauma like this to your brain and you don't get a lot of sleep at night, like I get about 4 or 5 hours, this is what happens. You end up, not always making sense. Please ask me anything, and I'll be more than happy to tell you.